Hi, this is Keith Mitchell at shipwrightskills.com, and we're going to build a continuous arm Windsor chair. So here's one that I did with a class with George Sawyer of Sawyer Made. He's a second generation chair maker and just an all-around awesome guy. These are a couple shots from his shop and a class that I took there on the continuous arm Windsor chair. So George does everything primarily with hand tools, and it was really fun to take his class. So after I took his class, I decided I better build one of my own. Here's one of his, and mine on the left, and there's his on the top and mine on the bottom. Since they're pretty close, I thought I did okay with the class. I just love the way the shadows and light play off these chairs. So right off the bat, when I got home from the class, there was a furious storm. This is like 70-mile-an-hour winds off and on here, and it snapped that maple tree right outside the shop door. Not a very big tree, but big enough that I could get around the heart, I thought, and I'd be able to get the four legs, the rungs, and the arm posts. But before that, I was going to need a hatchet. So I went to my friend Jesse Savage of Savage Forge, and we made this little hewing axe, which has a bevel on one side and not the other. And it works awesome for taking this maple that I split up from the fallen tree and just sort of bringing it down to a manageable size so it could get on the lathe. We put things on the lathe pretty rough when they're green like this, but they need to be sort of somewhat, round, so they balance on the lathe and don't go flying off. So I kind of tuned them up a little bit. This is some of the hard posts and things that are made out of maple. And the next thing you do is you turn those square sections down into round-ish blanks that can kind of air dry for a little while, a week or so. It makes a huge mess, but it's a lot of fun. There's the 3 stages of a chair leg. And here I am just taking one down from the rough blank that had dried to almost leg size. Then I will let that leg dry before I do any joinery on the ends or anything like that. So you bring it down to pretty much size and then let it dry some more. Here I am sizing the tenons on the ends after it dried and tapering the ends of the tenons where they need to go into the seat. The next step was the arm bow, a continuous arm bow. So we felled a ash tree, a local ash tree that was happy to come down. And as you can see, ash splits really, really well. I'm just using wooden wedges there. So it's not perfectly straight, but that's okay. I also found that this little technique with the maul works really well, just to get it started. As you can see, the tree isn't super straight, and I've got it almost looks like it wants to run out there, but that's actually just how windy the tree was, I think. You're trying to go straight with the grain and keep it all, straight grained, really, and that's why we're using ash, because it's very straight grained. Also, it's very steam bendable, so that's why we chose ash. So this is going to be the arm bow. So the next thing to do with the arm bow is to refine it a bit from that chunk that we split out of the log with the drawknife. And as you can see, the green ash just cuts awesome. The next thing to do is to fire up the steam box. This is my old-fashioned steam box that I made. Steam boiler and box. And get the box up to as hot as it'll go. This is a different box. And here's the arm bow. I actually made 2. The first one was out of a different piece of wood. Didn't work out that well. This one worked out perfect. So here I am just bending this ash arm bow to shape. And it takes a fair amount of power still, even though it's green and bendy and not very thick. You still got to really push on it. And everything went off without a hitch. No problems, no cracks, no splits, no problem. So after I got that thing on the jig, I let that then sit on the jig for, I don't know, in my little mini kiln thing, maybe, 4 or 5 days maybe. Sat on that jig, drying and curing, and then when I took it off the jig, right there's nothing attaching it to the jig. So you can see that there's like almost no spring back. Basically holds that shape perfectly. There I am refining the hand grip a little bit. I'm going to glue a piece on for the hand grip. So this is splitting that same ash log with a froe and a brake rather than with the wedges like I was doing in the prior clip. It works I don't know, about the same. Worse, better, I don't know. It depends on the piece of wood. Here I was kind of struggling, but it's also because one end was really fat, so it was the base of the tree. But worked great. So this was for the spindles. So now all the back spindles need to come out of the same ash and be flexible and light and thin. So you got to use nice wood. So here I am refining the spindles. Also tons of shavings everywhere. It's a big mess. It's also very fun, and you feel productive. Even though you don't make many parts, you make a lot of shavings, which always feels good. So once those spindles are made and shaped how you like them, those have to sit for a little while too. And so I leave those to sit, and then onto the seat. So this is native white pine, big thick 8/4 boards I was able to get. And here I am, I scrub planed first, and then I jack planed, and then joiner planed this thing perfectly flat, and then flipped it, marked it so it was the consistent thickness, and flattened the other side. And because it's pine, it's such a joy to work with. It really is. And after that was all flat and I laid out the seat from a template from Curtis Buchanan, I went after trying to scoop the seat out. I started with the adze to just remove some of the bulk waste really quick, and then got onto this inshave from Two Cherries. It works great. I really like it. Needed a little tuning when I got it, but not much. And yeah, I liked it a lot. Works really well. As you can see, it definitely removes the wood. So once you've got the seat scooped right out, it's time to start refining the rest of the seat. So you want to make sure that that area around the gutter is consistent and doesn't have like a bunch of dents or bumps or anything like that. And I'm using a little compass plane from Handtools right there. Thing worked great for this. It's pretty aggressive, curved on the bottom, which is great for right there on that kind of deep, steep back curve. That's the back of the seat I'm working on right now, and it sort of tapers up toward the front of the seat. And you got to just play the grain direction with these edge tools. You know, you're sloping in and out of the grain, so you gotta just think about it while you're doing it. Here I'm just refining all those tool marks with a round scraper, which worked really well. So far I haven't used any sandpaper, which always feels pretty satisfying if you can save the sanding till just the end. Once the top of the seat was scooped out, I went to the bottom of the seat. So this is the upside down seat, and I flipped it back over and refined that outside shape, cut out the profile on the bandsaw, and sanded the back profile and shaped it, kept lovingly carving it until it looked good. There's a previous picture of me drilling the leg holes. So there they are, legging up, 4 legs. There's the undercarriage assembled, the H stretchers on the bottom. There's the outer gutter on the back of the seat, which I think looks pretty cool. There's the arm posts. The arm posts will accept the continuous arm, like so, into tapered mortises. And now comes the fun part. So all those spindles that are now dry and seasoned, I'm tenoning the ends. So you gotta, now that they're a little oversized, so you cut those tenons and then you kind of shape them back down. There's one spindle in the middle. Two different size ends, the tenon into the arm back, the continuous back goes all the way through, and then the one into the seat is a little bit fatter and it stops. There it is, completely spindled up. After you've got all the spindles fit and you like that, fit all the wedges. So you make all the wedges that fit in the top of each spindle. And there is my chair that I built with George on the left, and the one that I just built on the right. Same there, left, right. And as you can see, the design is a little different on this chair. I also milk painted it, so blue milk paint followed by black milk paint. And you can sort of see the blue through the back, black a little bit here and there. And I like how it turned out. There it is with no paint, which I liked just as much. But I think the black kind of refines it. Thanks for taking a look. Have a great day, and check out my website. Thanks.